And just like that, we are back with a new season and another episode of Unmuted. I want to thank you for tuning in to the new season. If you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up or a like or something so that I know we are tracking. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. So if you can hear me, if you can see me and everything is good to go, please give me a thumbs up real quick. Let me know that you with me. And I want to go ahead and get started. Okay. I think a couple people can hear me. You can see me. Everything is good to go. Again, if you can, okay, everything is good. All right. Thank you for tuning in to the new season 2 of Unmuted. Tonight is the season premiere. I am so excited. Thank you for tuning in. We are back. I am excited for the new season and everything that the new season is bringing. Check out the new set. We have been working hard behind the scenes to get this done. Please please share it. Even if this is not for you or you think it may not be for you, it could be for somebody that you know. I am your host, your moderator, or your favorite talking social butterfly. If that's what you want to call me, Felicia Franklin. And thank you for tuning in. We have been working hard on this season to get this started. For this season, we have a lot of things coming about. We have guests lined up in all different careers, backgrounds, and whatnot. And I want to thank you for rocking with us for another season. Tonight's topic, I want to kind of get into it for those of you that do not know, or maybe this is your first time watching Unmuted, you've never caught an episode before. It basically came from my own life situations, and mostly mine. Some of my I call them life relationships. This was something that I had prepared for or been working on in the background for a little while, but because of my own insecurities, because of the things that I had gone through or whatnot, I didn't really feel comfortable being transparent. And tonight we're actually going to talk a little bit about that. I didn't really feel comfortable being transparent or whatnot. My situations that I had gone through had muted me. It stifled me and it was starting to stifle my growth. But I had been putting this off for quite some time. I was afraid of being transparent. I was afraid of failing. I was afraid of putting myself out there for others to know, because sometimes it looks like we have it all together, but everybody has things that they go through. um and that was some of the things, some of the issues that I had gone through, that I had grown through. I was kind of muted by those particular situations. And then I realized some of the very things that God had graced me to be able to go through, to be able to grow through and get through, those very things were taking other people down. I started realizing that some people were losing their lives behind the very things that I had made it through. So who am I to stay silent? So Some topics that we talk about on some weeks, they may be personal to me. Some topics that we talk about on certain weeks, they may be personal to someone that was close to me or is close to me. And they didn't want to tell their story, but because I was so close to them, they gave me the okay to tell the story. And then some people are going to come on the show and themselves, and they're going to tell their part of the story. We're going to talk about different issues. I may bring a few guests back that from previous shows that we've done last season one. We had some several guests on that had some great topics. One I know for sure I'm going to try to get her back on because that particular topic was great. We got a lot of feedback. Now, one thing about UnMuted is I want to say this. I feel like that anytime you expose a problem or you're bringing something up or you're bringing something out, you should always um, bring a solution. So I feel that sets UnMuted apart from other. I'm not saying that we're better than anybody else because I just do what I do or whatnot, the way I feel led to do it. But I feel like anytime you're bringing up a problem, you exposing a problem or a situation or whatever it may be, bring a solution, find a solution. So one thing about UnMuted that we really try to do, we try to drop resources. So if we're talking about a particular issue or something, we try to drop websites and different links and different resources that can help you, because if we're talking about it, then what are we going to do about it? So we're unmuting, we're getting it out there, but we're also giving the resources to help and whatnot too. So again, I want to thank you all for tuning in to UnMuted. Please, by all means, please share, like. We like commentary, so I like to go back and forth. If you drop a few questions in the comments, then I'll, get your question. I like to pin questions or whatnot. Hey Sonia, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so you're gonna see me looking at a couple of different screens. So I'm looking at the camera here and the screen over here and something over here because I'm running on two different platforms. And this season we will also be podcasting. So we will be running from two different Facebook pages and we will be running a podcast as well. So my attention is fully on you. I'm just running two different pages, making sure that I catch the comments and everything from every way. So please feel free, drop comments if you have questions, even if you have a topic that you may want to hear discussed or whatnot. Feel free to leave it in the comments, drop us in an email, a private message or whatnot. So without further ado, we're going to get into tonight's topic. Tonight's topic is insecurities. So let's get into tonight's topic, insecurities. All right. So now we all have insecurities. Some form, some shape, some fashion. We all have them. Some may be small to us, or they may be small to other people, but they seem a little large to us or whatnot. But insecurities can stifle you. So looking up the word insecurities, insecurity itself means not firmly fixed, liable to give way or break, not confident. So we all go through something that causes us to be not exactly confident or fully confident in the things that we have done or what we are doing, and they can stifle us. So the reason I'm bringing this topic up tonight is because it's kind of twofold, with meaning that our insecurities can hurt us, but our insecurities can cause us to hurt other people as well. Because if we're insecure in ourselves, that means that we can't help someone else that we probably are meant to help. I know there's times that for myself, I'll say personally, I was looking to start up something, start a line or start something up, and someone else was already in business doing the very same thing that I wanted to do. We were in totally, two separate places. Wasn't really a competition thing for me because I'm like, this enough out here for all of us to get it. I didn't want her to give me anything monetary wise or whatnot. I just wanted information on what did you do, A, B, C, D, what did you do? How can you help me? it was all good on the surface, but when it came down to it, she really blew me off. It was because of her own insecurities. In her mind, she couldn't help me because of her insecurity, because she was worried about me being better than her. But we shouldn't be like that. So, how many times have we dealt with someone that couldn't help us because they were worried that we were going to be better than them? Or even situations, I was having a conversation with a person, and someone, a lady, she was married, and her husband had nothing to do with it at all, but she was helping the young lady, the married lady was helping the young lady or whatnot, and she was so caught up in her husband maybe finding the young lady attractive that she cut her off. But that was her own insecurity, because the young lady didn't look at the husband in that way. So how many times have our insecurities, or what we find, those things that stifle us, caused us to hurt someone else, caused us to cause someone else to fall, or we can't help who we're supposed to help because of our own self? How many times have our insecurities caused us to not be a safe place for someone else? If our friends are going through something and they confide in us, um, they want to confide in us, are they comfortable enough doing that? Can they do that? Are we a safe place? Is the insecurities that, or are the insecurities that we're dealing with, causing us to not be a safe place for someone else? Are you comfortable enough to be able to tell your problems to someone else? Is someone else comfortable enough to be able to tell their problems? If you have, just say, your best friend or whatnot, are you a safe place for that person? Is that person a safe place for you? If not, then we might need to start checking ourselves, because sometimes we harbor things in us that causes us to not only harm ourselves but harm other people around us. Now, why am I talking about this tonight? I'm talking about this tonight because in the times that we're living in, the things that we have going on, we really need to be mindful of how we handle people, or how we handle ourselves, because everyone needs a safe place, everyone needs someone that they can talk to, that they can go to, and they don't feel judged. How many times have you gone through a situation, you may have gone through something that felt really detrimental to you, and you needed to talk to someone about that situation, but because you felt like you were going to be judged because of your own insecurities, maybe their insecurities, but because you felt like you were going to be judged, you held that thing in. But that very thing that you were holding in crippled you even more, because you didn't have anyone to release it to. Maybe you had someone to release it to, but because of the insecurities that you harbor yourself, or the way you treated someone else, when that came back to you, you felt that you were going to be treated the same. A lot of times we need to check ourselves first. We need to check ourselves, check our insecurities, because we want to be to others you know, what we don't have. And I really try to live. That's one thing with me. I try to live by that. I want to be to other people what I didn't have. Sometimes I needed an outlet and I didn't have an outlet. Coming up, I may have needed a guidance counselor at one time. I didn't have that. I'm the oldest. I didn't have a big sister. Sometimes I needed a big sister. So I try to be a big sister to those around me. I try to use my gifts to help those around me, because you never know what someone else is dealing with. But can we do that? Are we in a particular place to do that? Are you whole enough to help someone else? Can you check your insecurities at the door to be able to help someone else? Because right now the suicide rate is at an all-time high. And if you know me, then if you really know me, then I'm a big suicide prevention educator. I teach on that. And the suicide rate is at an all-time high. But we have multiple organizations that are teaching, that are educating on this very topic, but the numbers are still rising. because it's an us problem. It's a we problem, and no one is exempt. It's not a color problem. It's not a gender problem. It's a we problem. It's a everyone's problem. There are insecurities somewhere, but someone doesn't feel comfortable enough to talk to someone else. If you have a relative that you were close to and they took their lives, it hurts not just the immediate family, but it hurts everyone that that person is connected to. Then you start wondering, well, why couldn't that person come to me and talk to me? Why couldn't that person tell me that they had something going on? What is it that, why did they have to do this? Are you approachable? Are you relatable? Can that person come to you? Are your insecurities keeping you bound where someone else doesn't feel like they can come to you and talk to you? That's the time we have to check ourselves. I know someone, if I'm not mistaken, actually it was Lauren that put on her story, check on your strong friends. And we see that a lot. Even the strong go through. They may go through it in silence. They may go through it quietly, but they still go through. Everyone has a time that they're going through. Someone needs something or someone at all times. But are you that someone that the person can come to without feeling judged? Because when we're going through, if I'm going through something, I want to be able, I want to have someone that I can talk to, that safe place where I know I can go to them and I can talk to them. And whatever it is, I'm not going to be judged. Now, I'm not asking for an amen corner or a yes man to make, to tell me that I'm right when I'm wrong or this or that. That can be real, but someone that can actually be there. I know they mean me well and they're not going to turn the deaf ear to me, or I know I can come to them because they're in the right space for me. But can I be that for someone else? In this time that we're going through right now, can we be that for someone else? Hey, Renato, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the welcome back. Hey, Jessica, thank you for tuning in, cousin. I appreciate that. Again, little intermission here. Thank you for tuning in to the new season, the season premiere of Unmuted. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Thank you so much. It's good to see you all. It's good to be back. We have a lot lined up for this season. So back to the topic, insecurities. And I'm not gonna draw it out and be long, drawn with it, but I really want to put some food for thought there. I really want to give you something to think about because we're going through something right now that a lot of people don't know how to deal with. A lot of people don't know how to handle certain things. We have during this pandemic, it's almost like a pandemic in a pandemic or an epidemic in a pandemic because we have the pandemic with COVID-19, but it's causing people to lose their homes. People are losing their homes. People are losing their jobs. People are losing family members first and foremost. I should have said that first. They're losing family members. They're losing homes. They're losing jobs. Things are upside down. They don't have the connections. We can't see people like we normally see people. So we're needing something right now. Everyone is needing something right now. But are we in a place? Can we get outside of ourselves to help someone else? Can we check our insecurities at the door to help someone else? Even with our children, even with, even with the children, they are going through it just like we're going through it. And I want to reiterate, especially with our males, because oftentimes our males are going through things and they don't know how to exactly talk about those things because they haven't been taught or how to express emotions in the right way, or sometimes they can try to open up and talk to you about something and they may not say it the way you think they should say it, so then the deaf ear gets turned. I mean, and it goes both ways, but can we get past how someone says something and listen to what they're really saying? Even in the heat of an argument, sometimes you may not say something the right way, but what you're saying is actually correct. Checking our emotions at the door, checking our insecurities at the door. Exactly, Ronaldo. We have to check ourselves first. Um, yes, definitely, Sonia. People are losing their minds because they don't know how to handle things. And then, one thing that I really want to thank you for saying for that comment, Sonia, because I really want to touch on that also. This this illness, this disease, this sickness that is running rampant right now, it has no respect of color, no respect of race, gender, or whatever. It may not affect everyone the same way, but it is affecting people. It is affecting people's lives. It's affecting their well being. And then the outcome, everyone doesn't handle it the same way. Everyone's body is not adjusting the same way. So a person that is a COVID-19 survivor, that person may need something a little bit more than what another person may need. But can we be there for that person? Can we be what that person is needing at this particular time? Are we in a place that we can do that? Can we show empathy where empathy is needed? Can we get out of our own feelings to help someone else? Can we be to others what we might have needed our own selves? It's a little food for thought. Give you something to think about. Our insecurities are blocking us. Our insecurities can block us from walking into opportunities, doors that are meant to be open for us. Our insecurities can stop us from walking into jobs. Our insecurities can block us from the relationship that is waiting for us. Our insecurities can hinder our entire lives. Our entire lives. Can we let go of things that we need to let go of to get what we really desire, what's really for us? It's time to check ourselves. It's time to take a step back, get out of our feelings, get the healing that we need to get. I mean, a lot of people don't want to think about certain things that way, but it is time to check us because no one is going to do this work for us. If there was never a time to get it together, now's the time to get it together. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. um, but seriously, bringing a little light to it, to the whole thing. Um, People are hurting right now. People are needing something right now, and it's up to us. It's up to us to help those around us. It's up to us to do what we can for ourselves, to get ourselves in a position and to help others around us because people are dealing with a lot of situations. People are dealing with death, and not just by COVID-19. People are losing, have the loss of children. That's one thing that I could not fathom. But are we in a position to help someone that is going through that trauma? If we're not whole ourselves, we can't help someone else. So now is the time. Now is the time to do our work so we can walk in what we're supposed to be walking into. It's time to let go of everything that doesn't mean anything so you can walk into everything that does mean something. Now is the time. Let go of the insecurities. Let go of the jealousy, the envy, the covet, the all of that. It's time to let it go. It's enough out here for all of us to get it. Let go of who did what, when they did it. That person has gone on with their life. That's one thing we can hold on. We can hold grudges and we can hold on to things forever. And it's hurting us. The person has gone on, okay, that man left you 5 years ago. That man has gone on with his business. He is with another woman, and you still bitter, boo. You are still bitter. Okay, the girl don't want you anymore. She left you, you didn't do right, whatever the case might have been. She's with somebody else. You don't want to see your kids because she with somebody else and you felt like she did you so wrong. Okay, get over it. How long are you gonna hold on to that? You won't see your kids because you think you are hurting her, but really you're hurting your child. So now your child is gonna go through the same thing that you're going through because it's probably a cycle. Those are insecurities. Those are insecurities. We keep repeating cycles. Someone did this, so we feel like this, so we're holding on to this, and then the cycle repeats because our children are going to do exactly what they see us do. They're going to handle things exactly the way they see us handle things. So the cycle is going to repeat itself. Who's going to break the cycle? Who's going to pull us up out of this? Who's going to be the one to actually change? Now is the time for us to do our own work. Let it go. Okay, she talked about you. She told a lie on you. She was supposed to be your best friend. You told her your business. She turned around and put your business out on the street. That was 7 years ago, and you still mad. You still holding on to it. Let it go. It's time to let it go. Get over it. It's done now. Let it go. Stop holding on to the past because that's stifling your growth. We have to learn to let things go. It's causing you to have a crutch. Okay, so they fired you. They fired you from the job. You're not going to wallow in it. Learn the lesson that you were supposed to learn. Get it and move on. Yeah, no, they didn't do you right. It wasn't right, but you can't wallow in it because it's going to cause the insecurity there. Everything that you do after that, you're going to base it on that one situation. We have to grow through what we go through so we can move on. Because if we don't get over what is hindering us, we can't help anyone else. We're not going to be happy. Nothing that you do after that is going to last if you still hold it. The next relationship is not going to work because you're still holding on to something from that previous relationship. If you take the bitter and baggage into the next job, that job is not going to last either because you're still worrying about and you're still thinking about what the previous job did. And it's a repeat cycle in everything that we do: marriage, family, friendships, relationships, workships, whatever it is, careers, the whole 9 yards. Our insecurities stifle our entire lives. It hinders every area of our lives. And we don't even look at it in that manner. We don't even realize this one thing in this one area is affecting our entire lives. Now is the time. Now is the time to do our work on us. We're in a position where we are pulled back from everything. We can't do this. We can't do that. We can't go here. We can't go there. So what does that mean? Work on you. Work on you. Okay, get yourself healed. Get yourself together and go back and get that degree that you wanted to get. Put yourself in a position to get the job that you really wanted. Okay, you want to be an entrepreneur. Line it up. Write the vision, make it plain, get it together. You want to start your own show? Do it. Write it out, make the plan, get the topics together, do what you want to do. Don't be mad and bitter because someone else is doing what you want to do when you are not actually doing any work to do what you want to do because you're so worried about something in the past. It's time to get over it. Yes. Yes, Renato. It's time to let it go. Get over it. Move on. We got to be strong enough to do that. I see a comment from Sonia saying, we're blocking our blessings. Yes, very much so. We tend to block our blessings when we hold on to things that we don't hold on, that we shouldn't hold on to when it's time to let go of certain things that we can't move past. We can't help someone else because we're not in a position. We're out of position, so we can't help anybody else. Exactly right. Thank you for that. Thank you. So the gist of this is, let's do us. Let's get us together. Let's get over what's hurting us so we can help, we can get in position and we can help those that we're supposed to. There's networking that can be done. There's things that we can tap into. Whatever you want to do, you can do. You just have to get over you. And I've learned that. Sometimes it takes us being transparent, even with ourselves, to realize, you know what? Okay, um, it's time to let that go. Okay, so I've been holding on to that for far too long. It's time to let that go. When are we going to see the faults in ourselves? Exactly, promise. Faith without work is dead. And we definitely have to put in the work to succeed. Because while we're worried about other people and what they're doing, and we're mad because someone else is doing something, yet we're not doing anything at all. It doesn't work like that. Don't be mad at that woman because she just started another business and you want to, but you're not doing the work. Don't be mad at that man because he went out there and he got it and he did and he put himself in position. Don't be mad because they got the promotion on the job. They were probably going to school while you were asleep at night. They was probably up studying, getting that extra degree to put themselves in position. We can't be mad and insecure and hold grudges at people for doing things that we want to do when we're not doing it. We're not trying to do it. It doesn't work that way. We have to get over us. Now is the time to get over us. Now is the time to get ourselves together. The resources are there. We have all air and opportunity. This is the time. Get over you. Get over you. Let it all go. Okay, it didn't work. Get over it. And I'm saying it in kind of a blunt matter now, but I know because I've gone through it. And yes, it's easier said than done when you're on the other side of it. But I've been there. I've been there. You have to do your work. You have to self check. You have to get yourself together. You have to realize when you're at fault. You have to realize the part that you played in the situation. Then you have to, okay, now it's time for me to get it together. Now it's time for me to do what I need to do. Now it's time for me to set all of that aside. I can't worry about that anymore. Okay, maybe no time for playing a victim regardless of what was done. You have to get past it. At some point, you have to heal from that. At some point, we have to let it go. We can't stay stuck in a moment. We'll never get anywhere. Let go of the insecurities. Let go of the things that are hurting. Let go of the, okay, if you need to get it off your chest, tell the person. It's a right way to say anything to anyone. Now, I'm not saying go to nobody sideways and, talking crazy to them and expect them to turn the other cheek because we're not Jesus. So you can't expect, he say, turn the other cheek. He turned the other cheek, but that person might not turn the other cheek. So you don't want to just go to somebody talking crazy because you don't know what you want to get. But if someone has done something to you and you feel like you're stuck in it and you need to release that, it's a way to go to them and say, okay, you know what? This happened with us. This is bothering me. I can't get past this XYZ. And then let it go. You may get an apology. You might not get an apology. But you freed yourself because you getting it off of your chest is not for them. It's for you. Let it go and move past because now is the time. And that's the first thing, that's the first step in growing. And that's the reason I'm starting the new season off with insecurities, because at some point we've all had them, we all have them, regardless of, something may seem minute to me, but it might be a major hindrance to the next person. And something might seem like a major hindrance to me and it's water off another person's back, but that was my issue and that was their issue. So the first thing we have to do is get healed. The first thing we have to do is do our own self-checking, get our own self together. Don't worry about somebody else until you get you together. It's time to get us together. It's time to get up. Okay, if it's losing weight, get you together, boo. Whatever it might be, whatever your insecurity is, don't get mad at somebody because they're in the gym and they're posting their workout videos and they're posting this. They're in there doing their work. Let it go and go do your work too. We get so bogged down and get the hate mentality because someone else is doing something because we're not doing anything. Do your work for you, and then you'll be in a position to help someone else. Letting go of insecurities, breaking away, freeing yourself. And that's it in a nutshell. Now is the time to do our work. Now is our time to now is the time to help us. And for some, it's you can't do it on your own. You may need a counselor. Everyone, a mentor, a counselor, a therapist is good for everyone. It's good for everyone. Doesn't mean that you're crazy. It does not mean that you're crazy. It does not mean something is wrong with you. It just means that you need to do, there's something that you have to do. That means that there's something, some work that you need to do. And it's okay. Because once you heal from that, you're in a better position. So, again, I want to thank you all for tuning in to the new season of Unmuted, season 2, episode number 1. The title is Insecurities. Um, Thank you for everyone that has tuned in. If feel free to like, feel free to share. Um, Thank you again for the ones that were rocking it with me for season 1 and came back for season 2. We have a lot coming up in this season. I have guests lined up. I think I have about 4 or 5 months of guests lined up already. We're coming with different topics from different areas. I'm bringing subject matter experts in for different topics. Um, in all different areas. So please, please don't let this be the only night that you tune in. This is just the season premiere. This is just the opener. So thank you all for tuning in tonight. Catch us next Sunday. We're going to be here every Sunday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Look for the different topics on the flyers that's coming out. We have a lot lined up. I'm really, really, really excited about this new season. Feel free to send comments, drop some comments if you have different topics that you want to hear. Thank you, Laura. Some different topics that you want to hear about, that you want to talk about. Feel free to private message. If you check the link in the bio, the email is in there. You can send an email and we can check them. We can work on them. I try to do research the different topics. If it's something that I'm really not, that's not my lane, because I try to stay in my lane. If it's not really my lane, I like to bring in guests to come in and talk about those things. I have several guests lined up. It's actually going to be a great season. I'm really, really excited about the different topics that we have coming up. But this is our time to do our work. And that's what Unmuted is about. Unmuted is basically we're bringing things to the forefront that most people may or may not want to talk about. But it's time to time to let it go. It's time to unmute ourselves. It's time to be a little transparent. And because we never know who we're going to help in the process. We go through things, but everything that we go through is not meant to be silent. It's not meant for us to keep on the inside. Now, I'm not saying when you're going through it to actually just talk about it in black, but once you get through it, once you go through it, and once you grow through it, that very thing can help someone else. Believe me, I've learned that for myself because nothing is new under the sun. Everything that we go through, either someone has already gone through it and someone behind us is going to go through the same thing. So we want to be in position to help to help others, because we never know down the line who we may need, who may need us, who's assigned to us, or even our children. That's what Unmuted is about. Unmuting ourselves and bringing the resources in to help people, put them out there to get help in the different areas, whatever it is, whatever topic, it may be, giving the resources, giving the different links, letting people know that there is help. Help is readily available. You may not be able to find it, but someone knows. And that's what we want to bring. We want to bring transparency. We want to expose issues, and then we want to actually give solutions and resources to those. So again, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Unmuted, season 2 of Unmuted, episode number 1. We will be here same time, same station next week. Before I log out of here, let me say a couple of hellos because I see some people tuning in. Hey, JP, I am good. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate you. Sonia, thank you again for tuning in. Lauren, I appreciate you tuning in. Miss Laura, hey, how are you? Renato, I see Peter. Thank you for tuning in. Aunt Carolyn, thank you, thank you, thank you. Promise, I see you, honey. Thank you for tuning in. I am really excited about all the people that tuned in on tonight on either platform that you're tuning in from. I'm really excited about this season of Unmuted. We're bringing some things. We're going to expose some things. We're going to help some people. We're going to do everything we can. So tune in. Please come back next Sunday, same time. We got some topics. I think I may have a surprise guest. It could really help some parents actually during this pandemic and the virtual learning. Because who's having a problem teaching their kids during this pandemic? I mean, I'm just saying, who's having a problem? Because I've heard that some parents are having a problem helping their children during the pandemic with the virtual learning. So I might have a surprise guest that's going to help us out with that on next week. And he has some different services that he offers as far as tutoring and different things. So again, we're coming this season in all different areas. So if you tuned in last season, or even if you didn't, just make sure you tune in this season for everything that we have lined up. Again, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Unmuted. We'll see you on next Sunday, same time, same station. You all have a safe, happy night. Be blessed, be safe, and we'll see you next Sunday. Have a good night.